Okay, well, welcome to Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Today is September 18th. I'm broadcasting from Los Angeles, California. For those of you who are with me for the first time and you're communicating with me through our system Zoom, just know that we have to put everyone on mute because devices make funny noises. So later on, after our meditation, you're welcome to either write to me on the chat box or just wave at me and I'll unmute you and you can communicate with me directly. Those of you who are watching me on Facebook or Instagram, I'm not able to respond to your messages as I'm broadcasting live because it's just too many devices to pay attention to. But if you want to come on our system, go on my website, Zarathustra.tv, and we give you a link and you can come on the Academy and then we can communicate directly with each other. You also can write your questions to me via email at info@fifthhealing.com or come to my Facebook page and communicate with me through the Academy's page, Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Very well. Well, once again, we're all here together and the magic of life happens. Ms. Shishi, is someone still not muted? Can you mute everyone? Yeah, great, wonderful. So we're gonna do a heart meditation. We're gonna bring our attention to our hearts, to the love that we have, the love that comes from us, that we're the very source of it, the love that has created the universe, the love that binds every being together. And without love, life is really meaningless. And we would not be able to connect and enjoy our state of being. And it would have no meaning at all because at the end of the day, love wins all and love is everything. So I was thinking when I was coming here, driving my car to come to broadcast, and naturally I was thinking, okay, what kind of meditation are we going to do today? And then the answer comes, why don't we do a heart meditation and go to love and remember of our original state of being. So what we're going to do is simply put your hands on your heart and you bring your attention in this area and just feel your presence. And you know, some of you may be going through stuff in your life right now and going through a strong time. Some things maybe be happening for you or maybe not. Maybe things are going your way and you're happy, or maybe you're going through some challenges. I would like you for a few moments that we're doing this work, just bring your attention here and sort of get out of your mind, get out of your story, whatever is the story happening in your head, whatever that is, or whatever agendas you have for the day, just kind of bypass that and kind of sink into your heart and come to this place and just hang out here with yourself, with your holy self, your divine self, and in this place. So you come back here and you just feel the presence of yourself, and you just naturally, without really trying hard, you just breathe in to this presence, your heart, your being. And that by itself, just bringing your attention to this point, automatically calms your mind down. automatically you make a shift into a different state of being. And your mind may still be busy. You may be hearing words and noises in your head. It's okay. Don't worry about that. Just kind of hang out in this place and sink within yourself. And as you do this, just know that even though if you may not be feeling this, or it may not be your everyday experience, but just know that all is well. And existence, our beloved Creator, the force, the love of God, the presence, the mother of all creations, is in charge and has everything under control. And you can relax in this moment and trust in the love of God, the love of existence, the presence. And just let go of anything you're trying to make happen. Just surrender. In this moment, you surrender yourself to love of God, love of self, the divine presence. You surrender to that and you relax into that. And take a deep breath. And as you're just simply relaxing into the presence of yourself, the presence of God, the presence of this moment, you may feel a sense of gratitude, of being grateful for everything that you have in your life right now in this moment. Every gift that existence has given to you. And you can start with your love for your friends and family, your connections, your pets, your love, your gratitude for being healthy, the love you have and gratitude you have, that you have a good life, you got a roof over your head, you have food in your refrigerator, you're not in a country or a place that your life is being threatened all the time. Just relaxing into and being grateful for everything that you have. As there are people around the world who barely have anything or anywhere close to where we're at. So let's be grateful for that. And as you're breathing in your heart and you're in this relaxed state that you're at, I would like you to bring your attention to the love that you have, the ability of love that you have been born with, and you possess this ability of love is here. And knowing that love is your birthright. Love is your power. Coming to this recognition, breathing into your heart, feeling the presence of God, the presence of the Spirit, the presence here, and simply bringing your attention on the love that you've been given, and you can spread that, you can transmit it, you can give your love to others, receive love, and most importantly, loving yourself in this moment and putting your self-judgment away. Not judging yourself in this moment. Just relax into this. Relax into this moment. Put your story away and simply love yourself in this moment. And that's it. Put the story away, whatever the story is. My partner did this, my mommy did that, blah, blah, blah. I don't get my share. Put the story away, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's not valid. Just put it aside right now and just come to this place right now, in this moment of pure gratitude and love and self-acceptance. Loving yourself. Simply love yourself in this moment. Bring your attention on all your great qualities. And repeat after me. And when you repeat after me, say this wholeheartedly. Just really mean it in this moment. And know that this moment is the moment of transformation. Your life can change forever in this very moment. Because change happens in this moment. And repeat after me. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive everybody.
I forgive everybody.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm God.
Because I'm God.
That's why I love myself.
That's why I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes.
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 Yes. I say yes to love, and as I say yes to love, the doorway, the window of my heart opens up. I've opened up the doors, the windows, and light and love of God is shining through me, penetrating into my heart and filling every fiber of my being with divine light. Allowing myself to transform to my higher self and my divinity. And transforming the universe with love. My true power. The only power in life that can do no harm. And as you're just sitting comfortably in this place, simply see that in your heart area, in your chest area, there is a ball of light. And as you're breathing in and out, this ball of light is pulsating. And it's growing bigger and bigger. And it's taking over. You can sort of raise your hands in this form, in this way, and just feel the love and light that's emanating from within your heart and also pouring into your being from above and below. Your mind's quiet, your attention is in one place, and you see light and you feel the presence. And this is a moment of being pure and clear with our divine self. And this is a moment, if you want something for the good of all and yourself, this is a moment to ask. Since the channels are open and they're pure. If you want to be pulled more into your own divinity, if you want guidance, if you want to be arise into a place of peace and silence, away from suffering, if you want more love in your life, if you want to find your true purpose, if you want to be healed, or you're asking for healing for others, this is a good moment to do that. So if you one more time, put your hands on your chest area and feel the presence of Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Being, the presence, the love of God, which is here, the love that you have, that you represent that love. And repeat after me one more time, please. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive everybody.
I forgive everybody.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm God.
Because I'm God.
That's why I love myself.
That's why I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes to love.
Yes.
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 Yes. Slowly, slowly come back. Come back here. you can see when you simply quiet down and you bypass the mind's activities and all the stuff is going on, and you come back to your heart in this moment. And you remember your origin. You come back to love, not an artificial or superficial love. We're not talking about fooling ourselves. We're talking about simply feeling the presence, quieting ourselves down, disengaging from the world and the mind's activities, and you just simply come back here. And you remember who you are. You come back to your gratitude. You're grateful for everything you have. You come back to love. You remind yourself. You remember that your origin and the origin and the very fabric of the universe is made out of love. You remember that. You come back to it. Then it begins to reveal itself to you. It begins to show itself to you. And if you do an affirmation, if you pay attention, every time you do a self-love affirmation, at the end, you're just smiling and laughing. And you're just coming back to this place of announcing it to universe that you do love yourself. And you forgive yourself for whatever's happened. Because we go through a lot of self-judgments. You know, we've been conditioned with a lot of fears and shame from childhood, especially around our sexuality. And all these no's we've been told, all the stories we've gone through from childhood. So there's a large amount of shame and guilt that we carry. And a lot of it, we're not even aware of it. And the self-judgments of the things that we could have done or we could have done differently, or things we want to accomplish and we're not able to do it, or somehow the timing's not right. So we have all this story about ourselves, lack of love and trust and self-acceptance. So we bypass, we acknowledge, we look at it, and we come back to ourselves and we acknowledge to ourselves in this moment that I do love myself and I accept myself and I forgive myself and I forgive others, no matter what has happened. And every time you come to this place and you do that, you are cutting one, no matter how insignificant, one of the ties to the rest of the people who've done you wrongdoings, or they're still doing. You cut one of the ties, and to somehow releasing and freeing yourself from these karmic ties with others who've done wrong to you, and freeing yourself. And you don't necessarily always feel that you have forgiven someone 100%. It may come and go. It may not, you may not feel it all the time. And that's okay. You may not feel like you've forgiven everyone that's done stuff to you, or they're bugging you or bothering you, or they're still doing wrongdoings to you, or they're plotting against you, or they abandoning you, or they're segregating you from a group or whatever they're doing, and you just feel that they're not fair to you. But in that, even by that, you come back to this place and you do the work, you do the meditation, and you speak it out loud, that I love myself and I forgive myself, and I love others and I forgive others. And it sinks into your unconsciousness slowly, and it opens your heart, because everything is connected to everything. Even though in a human form and experience, you may not feel this connection to everything, or you may feel separated from the rest of the world and wonder, why me? Why is this happening to me? You know, that sense that we all have of being separated, and why something is happening to me. You have that. But besides that, you still come to this place and you sink back into the center. And as you sink back into the center and you come to this place, you do start to feel the presence of the being, the life that is here. And you come back and you start to connect to that unified field of the oneness. You're turning your mind, you're turning your attention from the outside stuff that gives you the feeling or sense of separation, and you're bringing it back into the inward, inside, to the presence, which is here, which is always here. And as you're doing the shift, you begin to feel and connect to the unified field of the presence. This field that's here and connects everything to everything. Everything's connected to everything. Even though if you don't feel it in a human form at maybe 80% of your life or 90% of your time during the day, but when your attention comes back to this place, you begin to feel it. You begin to recognize it. And in that recognition, you're creating the possibility of recognizing that you are really free. And no matter how much suffering may arises in your life, or there is the illusion of it, it's the sense that you're suffering because you get engaged with your story, you know, beginning with your past, present, and what may happen in the future. You get involved into it, and suffering comes, that this should have been that way or should be this way or whatever. So you begin to have that sense of loneliness or separated, or you're being abandoned, you're being left out. Then these feelings of suffering comes. But as you bring your attention back here, you come back, you connect to the unified field. And as you just come back here and you realize, yes, this is the juice. You know, this is the juice. Oh my God. Yes. It reminds you again of what it is. You remember it again. You're back home. And then when we create situations that we all come together, whether it's a healing workshop or here at the academy, once a week we come back together, collectively we bring our attention to one thing. We bring our attention back to love, back to peace, back to God. It's even more powerful because we're all connecting to the unified field and we feel it very strongly. And then, yes, we have workshops, we got reunion, we have a retreat. Then we come back again physically together. And we feel it even more strongly because we begin to reflect that with each other and reinforcing that this is it. This is the juice. This is why I'm alive. This is why I'm here. It's because of this. It's cutting through the other stuff, getting out of the other stuff, clearing the air, and coming back to the juice. Because most of us we have families that they're not very spiritual or they're not on the same phase as we are. A lot of us, or we work in an environment that is not spiritual, for example. I mean, everything is spiritual, don't take me wrong, okay? In the essence. But I'm talking about, you don't go to your accounting office that you work there, or you're not going to the law firm, or you're not driving the bus or going to the hospital and coming across the spiritual family and you're getting hugs or talking about the spirit or sharing this, you go back into what we call it, quote unquote, the normal world. Or you go to your family, parents, friends, that they're not in this place and they're vibrating in a different frequency. So there is that sense of separation again. But then we do the work and we come back to our community, this other place, this other family, and then we'll begin to feel the love because we're reflecting this back to each other. We're reminding each other and we're helping one another to come back home. And as we come back home and you calm down, you quiet down, it's just coming to mama, papa. It's like, calm down, relax, sit down. Here's a cup of tea, sweetheart. Here, let me give you a real back rub, honey. Let me give you a hug. It's okay, calm down. Forget about the TV. Forget about Donald Trump. Forget about the disasters. Just come back here, sweetheart. Come here, honey. And it's like that. You come back and you come down and you relax and then you feel safe. You're reminded, you remember that you're taken care of because the presence is here. Love is here. God is here. And then again, you're reminded that all is well. Everything is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. There is the appearance of struggle. There's the appearance of trying to make it happen. That's a part of our life. Some of us are not independently wealthy. Some of us have a different path of more trying, working at things, or struggling in comparison to some others. There's the appearance of it. But I assure you 100% that the love of God is always here. And God, the presence, when I say God, I use the word God because I'm old-fashioned. But I mean the presence, the spirit, the love, that is always here, and it's equally transmitting to each and every one of us. And it's the very source of us. So you don't need to be afraid or worry. And if that happens, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. But come back to your roots and remember that you're taken care of. When the mind gets all crazy, you just bring yourself back here. You calm down. You disengage from blah, blah, blah. You come back to your meditation. You come back to silence. And the presence reveals itself again to you. And in that moment, you will be reminded that you're taken care of. That everything is in very good hands. That force that has brought you into this world is the same force and same being that's been administering and been organizing and has been running the show millions and billions of years before you were born. And years after you're gone. So it knows what it's doing. It's the mama. She knows what she's doing. She's been doing it ever since the ever since. So you're taken care of. We're the little babies being taken care of by the mama. Mama's taking care of us. We're in good hands. And struggles and strives and challenges do arise. That's a part of the deal of being here. And we all go through it. And you just deal with it and you stay in your center. You stay in this place that it's all going to work out. It may not work out the way you're imagining or you want it to be, but it will work out. And if a door closes in your face, something else will open up. That is the nature of this dimension. It's its nature. You don't need to worry about it. Something won't work out the way you want it. Something else will open up for you. And it will work out. And we keep seeing it in our lives over and over again. So you don't need to worry. You just calm down. Just relax. Relax into it. And it will take care of itself. Because we believe in magic. Because we see magic. Because we feel the presence. And if you feel the presence, then there is magic. And the more we calm down and we just mellow down and sink into this place, your vibration starts to change and you begin to vibrate to a higher frequency, and eventually your vibrations reaches the 5th dimensional vibrational frequency, and you link into 5th dimension. Because we are simultaneously existing in all dimensions, simultaneously. our presence, our being, is multidimensional. It's not a one-dimensional being. It's connected to all dimensions. It's just where is your consciousness, where is your attention goes. So if your attention goes and gets really involved with the third dimension, which is the dimension of duality, dimension of experiences, the dual experiences, the good, the bad. So your attention goes really into this world, and then the more you believe it, the more you get involved in it, the more contracted you become. It's an energy field that contracts and expand. So you get contracted and you get really deeply involved with the story of my life, me, my life. So contraction takes place. So what happens is that you're multidimensional being, now you're really focused on the third dimension, which it does require focus. But what happens is because we're not having the correct training, then we get very involved with it. And then it creates suffering for us because we're trying to control something and change something and manipulate something to go our way, rejecting the parts of it we don't like and hoping it was different. So then it creates suffering. But if you take your attention from it away and not be so involved with it, and I say when you take your attention away from it, you're not so involved with it, and you begin to open up, you open your heart chakra, it's like everything opens up. And you're kind of like from here, you know, it's kind of changing. So you're opening up to the higher dimension. So then your vibration starts to change and your heart opens up and the love and light starts to pour in and the connectivity to the fifth dimension starts to take place, the unified field of oneness. So now from being really focused in third, you're moving to the fourth and fifth, and then your experiences begin to change. You're operating from a different place. That doesn't mean, I have to explain something to you, because for past 30-something years, I've been around a lot of spiritual people. And a lot of people don't want to deal with the world, their life, like paying their bills or dealing with legality, getting their driver license renewed, having car insurance. You know, they're too much in the world of spirit, and they're not grounded. And when I say we're opening up to the fifth dimension and we're bringing our attention to this other, moving into this other frequency, that doesn't mean you are not responsible and you're not taking care of your worldly things that you need to pay attention to. I'm not giving you license to abandon your third dimensional responsibilities. That is kind of, to me, is a sign of not being grounded and spiritually mature enough. To me, that's not a sign that you're spiritually really mature and you just don't want to have anything to do with this life. To me, that's not a sign of being advanced. To me, it's a sign that you're still a baby spiritually, because you don't recognize that you also have to be grounded. You're a vehicle, a human vehicle, that connects the world below to the world above. And third dimension is not necessarily a bad thing. This is something you've signed up for and you're here. Know that. Because there's a lot of us, it's like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't want to come back to this world. I just want out, blah, blah, blah. This sucks. But you have the human body in 3D. And that's the vehicle that is going to give you the ability to experience duality, to experience suffering, to experience joy, to experience accomplishments, to experience failure. All of it you're going to experience through this vehicle. And you're in it. And while we're striving to connect to higher dimensions, in the meantime, a part of our work is to master every dimension, not to abandon this part and to jump ship to this other place and become irresponsible. And it doesn't work. You all been around people who are quote unquote they're great artists, or they're very spiritual, but in the world they're a mess. They're really a mess. So I don't find that attractive or advanced. We need to be able to operate in all dimensions because we're multidimensional, and not neglect one part of it. And in the meantime, you just trust that that which runs the show is taking care of it, taking care of things. I have some questions here on the chat box. I'm just going to quickly check them out. Okay. Yeah. Ms. Chichi,
Yes.
can you send Tanya our phone number? She can call us around 3 o'clock this afternoon if she wants to talk to me. Okay. Tanya, we're going to send you a phone number, and you can call me this afternoon if you want to talk to me, and we'll talk about your needs. And then we'll figure something out, and I'll try to help you to the best of my ability, okay?
Thank you so much for your time and for the advice.
You're welcome. Anybody has any questions or any comments? Yeah. Hi, Cecilia.
Yes, what you just said for me, and I think for many others, can be important. I feel like before I start this this path of discover more my spirituality, I was really very well connected with to be responsible. But the last maybe 7 years had been a struggle for me to like to continue develop that spirituality but at the same time be responsible with my life.
Yes.
So like one thing what you are saying can help is to do meditation, but grounding meditations, to be able like kind of to connect and balance both sides, the spiritual part and also your daily life. That can be a suggestion or a solution. Hello?
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah. There is there is a way of you do your spiritual work, and of course most of us when doing this spiritual work, we also we're not financially independent, so, or we have responsibilities. Let's say maybe you're financially independent, but you have kids you have to take care of, or your elderly parents, or whatever, there is something, or you're running a company or whatever it is, or so there is a way to approach it. One can, which most people in the world, the planet, do that, is that they're approaching things from a chaotic place, from a place that it's fear and anxiety, and they can't breathe, and they get very involved with the idea that if they are not on top of things, nothing will be accomplished, and they have the power and they're in control of all these things. So they're operating from this place. And quite often that creates suffering. Or there are people who have the same task and responsibility, but they're operating from a calm and centered place. So I understand I have a lot of things to do. I understand I have a lot of financial responsibilities and places to go, people to meet. And sometimes it's really overwhelming that everything is happening. And a part of the mind goes, oh my God, I'm going crazy. I don't know how to do it. And it's like you want to drop everything. And then it's coming back into your center and breathing in and just calming down, coming back, that all is well and everything's okay. And you just do what you can do. And you just take care of what you can take care of. And when you're in this place of being calm and collected, it's a different quality, because you can see that you're doing things from a non-dual place. You're doing it, there's almost no doer. Something takes over and takes care of the doing.
Okay.
Because now you have connected to the field of the oneness, the unified field of the oneness. By calming yourself down, coming and getting collected, coming to your center. As you come to your center, you're connected to the field. And as you get connected to the field, I have it written in my book that one can move as an individual, but no matter how fast one moves as an individual, one is always on the palm of one who moves as a field. So when you connect to the field, to connect to the field is you have to come back to your center and calm down and feel the presence of love, presence of God, presence of the oneness. Then you're operating from that place and then it's very smooth and things come together very smoothly, even though there is action involved.
Mhm.
Just one moment. I don't know what happened. Okay. Just one quick moment. I apologize to you all. Is it making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
also,
Thank you.
yeah, also there's another thing is that I've struggled this for years and years myself. And I was in this thing that I only want to do spiritual work until I realized spirit is in everything. I mean, you could be an employee of, you can be working in McDonald's and you're working in McDonald's all day long. It's like, what makes you think spirit is not everywhere? Everything is spiritual. Everything is God. The presence of the living being is everywhere, is in everything. So in the recognition of the presence, in the recognition of that place, you begin to find it in whatever. You could be doing accounting work. You're an engineer. When you develop that and you open up to that, you begin to see the presence in engineering, the presence in accounting, the presence into auto manufacturers, the presence in whatever it is, whatever that you're doing, you find God in it.
Mhm. Okay.
And in that recognition that you're doing your part, okay, you're going to your office as an engineer and you're behind a computer and you're doing whatever, that's your seva. This is what God wants you to do in that moment of you are serving in that way. This is the way you're serving. Okay, I'm a bus driver, I'm taking children to school. Okay, I'm serving the oneness by driving the bus and taking children to the school because somebody has to do it. And what makes you think that's not spiritual? Or just being sitting here and teaching, this is more spiritual than doing that. When you begin to see it, you see that it's everywhere. Now, you may get tired of what you're doing. You may not be making enough money, or it may be a tough kind of a work, and you want to do something, you prefer something else. I understand that. I get that. You prefer something else. Or maybe you have an idea, you prefer something in the line of spirituality. Okay, that's your preference. I get it. But trust me, it's not more spiritual or less spiritual, because spirit is everywhere. And once you start to understand, then you don't beat yourself up why you're not being a spiritual teacher, or why you're not doing healing work, or I want to be in a line of serving humanity. You are serving humanity because you are providing a service. You're part of the unit, the totality, that you're playing your part of creating whatever service it is. Whatever that is. You're a single mom and you're on Social Security and you are taking care of your 5-year-old. That is service. You're a school teacher and you go to school and teach. That is service. for a number of years, I was in insurance industry. And the last maybe 8-9 years of it, when I lived in Sedona, Arizona, I would drive. I like to drive, and I like to drive in the field. And Sedona it's a small town in middle of Arizona, and there's not much around it. It's in a vortex of the Red Rock country. But for that kind of business that I needed, I had to drive from anything 45 minutes to 3 hours to go to an appointment. And what I did was I turned the poison into medicine. To drive for 3 hours to go on an appointment in the Red Rock country. That became my meditation. And I loved it. I would just get in my car and I'm cruising in through the vast desert, the red desert of Arizona. And I would just go into this zone. And sometimes I wouldn't even listen to any music or anything or talk on my phone. I would drive for an hour or two just being in silence and feeling the presence. The presence would show. And there were times like I would cry because I was feeling the love of God. I'm driving, I'm selling health insurance, I'm going to an appointment to meet somebody, a business owner, whether they're a construction company or their fire department or whatever, and they're 2 hours, 3 hours away. And I'm driving in the middle of the desert and I'm blissed out. I'm just like in silence, so happy of being by myself, not have to talk to anyone, and could just feel the presence. And that was, and then I would get to my appointment and sit with this person and make my presentation and ask him the questions I needed. And I looked at him. I would go in there with this awareness that this person is not separated from me. This is an aspect of myself. And I'm here serving God. This is what God wants me to do, providing insurance service. And this is what I'm doing. I'm doing spiritual work. So I didn't feel like the separation where I'm doing something that is not spiritual. Do I prefer doing this in comparison to that? Yes, at this point in my life. But when I was doing it, I was immersed into it. Do I always like doing it? No. Was I tired of it at times? Yes. Like anything else in life. But you don't forget. You remember, and you are in prayer, you're in meditation, and you turn the poison into medicine. And as you're just doing what you're doing, existence will upgrade things for you. Will take you into the next level. Life will give you another opportunity. How are we all doing? Yeah, good. Why? I'm trying to unmute. What's going on, Shishi? I don't know what happened. I tried to.
Hi, I become unmute. Maybe my device make lots of noise. I don't know.
Hi, Shadi. How are you?
So I'm good.
Nice
to see you. I was very excited to see you today.
Yeah, I'm happy you could make it this morning.
Thank
What? Yeah. I want to talk to Tina.
Am I mute?
Yeah, hi. Where? No, you're unmuted.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
Oh, Sweden. Okay.
Yes.
Where in Sweden?
Västerås.
Okay, Västerås. Have
Mhm.
we've met before? We've met
Yes.
before. Yeah.
In Stockholm.
Okay, in Stockholm. Right.
Yes.
Well, I'm coming back to Stockholm next month. So
That's nice. I like that. See you then.
nice to have you here.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Hi, Marianne. Nice having you back.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah. Well, we're all going to meet next month. So next month back in Stockholm. So yeah. We start with the Mesta, with the expo, and we're going from there. Is there anything anybody wants to share? Because we're okay. All right. Well, just a couple of announcements. We are going to Egypt. I mean, I am going to Egypt, and a few of you joining me. So that's from the 23rd, 24th of September till the 6th of October. I am going back to Scandinavia. I'm going to Sweden, Norway, go back actually to Sweden 3 times. And this time it's going to be Stockholm, Gothenburg, Stockholm. Have a short trip to Denmark, Copenhagen, and also for the first time I'm going to be doing something in Germany. So I will be going to Frankfurt. But in Sweden, we're going to be offering, in Stockholm, I'm going to be offering all 4 levels of 5th dimensional quantum healing. All 4 levels will be offered in 1 week. So those of you who are not in Norway or in Gothenburg and want to take level 3 and 4, because in Hamar, in Norway, I would be offering level 1 and 2. Gothenburg would do 1 and 2. And in Stockholm, I do all 4 levels. So those of you who haven't done it and feel like you want to be with me and complete your healing training program, you're welcome to join me. Also, after that, towards the end of the journey, which is going to be on November 30th, it just happened to be on my birthday, we're going to have a reunion. And this reunion is going to be near Stockholm, 45 minutes away from Stockholm. We wanted to create a mini Ore. We wanted to create a situation that just like Ore will come back together. There is the teachings. Then we can dance, we can meditate, we can play with one another, and we have the spa, and just to bring us back together into that joy and love. And there will be a 2-day workshop, but it's not the healing training program. It's basically to come back to return to love and to come back to this place. And Pia and Annalie, they're working very hard in putting it together. I'm going to be announcing it on my website soon. So it would be a situation that we'll be staying together Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Saturday night, and Sunday in this beautiful hotel spa near Stockholm. So we have that opportunity for those of you who have done the healing training program a few times and you don't want to do that again. So we're creating this situation so we can still be together and tap into the unified field and be playful and dance and have fun together. And also usher in to the year 2019 and go into this new year from this place of love and light and intentions to start a new year brand new and reach to a higher dimension. So it's that opportunity. Also, I'd like to make an announcement that I'm working on a shamanic activation retreat in Sedona, and that's going to be in March, from March 7th to 15th. And that's on the works. I don't have it on my website yet, but I'm working the details. And we'll be 9 days together in Sedona. And what I want to do is introduce you to different aspects of Sedona, take you on the land, to do some work on the land, to do some hiking, exploration, taking you to vortexes, doing some shamanic work, taking you to a sweat lodge, to a Native American sweat lodge, taking you on a medicine wheel walk with a native guide, as well as doing some shamanic dances. So I'm having a specialist shamanic dance teacher to come and teach us that. It's going to be an interesting journey, exploring Grand Canyon, and there's a lot of different things going on in that area. So we're going to try to do as much as we can. And we'll have a workshop as well. So that's coming, and I will be announcing it pretty soon. It's very limited. We only have room for, it's a maximum for 20 people this time, because I'm test driving everything. And so there's only space for, I mean, including my helpers, 20 people. So basically, I guess it's going to be 17 people can register for it. So I'll put it out soon. So that's what's going on. And we've come to the end of our academy. You can, for those of you who are first time connecting with me, just be aware you can connect with me on my Facebook page, which is the Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. It's an open group. You can join in and write your comments or ask questions, or hi, hi, or write to us at info@5thDhealing.com, correct?
Right.
Yeah, info@5thDhealing.com, or come on my website, Zarathustra.tv. Okay, so it's nice seeing you all, sending you lots of love and light. There won't be an academy for the next 2 weeks because I'll be in Egypt, and I don't know when I would be, and so it's hard for me to broadcast. If I figure out something that I can do it, I'll make an announcement, but I doubt it. So I guess our next academy is going to be when? I'll come back on the 7th. Huh? Yeah, I'll come back on the 7th of October. I don't know what day that is, but maybe we'll figure it out and we'll make an announcement. How's that? The 9th. What day is that? Tuesday the 9th. Okay, so let's shoot for Tuesday, October 9th, the next academy. Okay. All right. Sending you lots of love and light. Nice seeing you all.
Tanya, can you say?
Yeah, with Tanya.
Tanya, I'm trying to send her the message. It's not going through. So just tell her to send us an email to info@15.
Right. Tanya, apparently you weren't able to reply to her on the chat.
I sent it and she said send it again.
She sent it once, but then I closed the chat, and then when I reopen again, the phone number disappeared. I supposed to write it down somewhere.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
No problem.
But this time I'll make sure I'll write it down somewhere.
Okay, just send us an email if you can, and then we'll get back with you. Just hang in there because I need to close down. Just don't leave. Just stay there, okay? So thank you again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on October 9th. Much love.